All right, it is now recording. So, first off, I just want to clear some things up. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just want to clear some things up about the current market conditions. First of all, as everyone knows, um, the all our liquidity is in Crow, which is the main token backing, everything Cronos related. And when we went on our big pump up to 50, 58 mil, Cronos was at a recent all-time high of over 50 cents. It's now since dropped to this morning it was at like 37 cents. And right there is a 25% decrease right off the bat that we have no control over. And that brings our liquidity down, and it brings the price of Croge down right off the bat right there of 25%. So as most people know, Bitcoin has been performing pretty poorly lately. And, the whole market is just in kind of a stalled out state that it's really not doing much, on any network, BSC, Crow, Ethereum, just everywhere across the board. MMF also, I guess you could call our parent token, also was down 50% last week. And we are in talks with them about extending, our pool, and they've even also mentioned that, yeah, it's in a pretty tough market right now. But the fact that we have not gone below 10 mil. We're still always holding around 12 mil or so on these hard times. Definitely show that easily is our floor, and that we can identify all the real solid holders we have. And it just goes to show how many people still believe in the project. So that's what I wanted to just, kind of inform everyone that, it's not just Croge dipping a little. I will admit we are down right now, but long, when in doubt, zoom out on the chart. You'll 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 feel better then. But let me get to you guys the new roadmap. Let me get it sent in the chat right now. The roadmap on the website is pretty outdated, and it was just, what we threw together right when we were launching it. We had no idea what to expect at the time on a whole new blockchain. So this is the new one. I'm going to pin it in the chat in a moment. So if everyone wants to pull up the chat. All right, I just sent it in the chat. And by the way, if anyone doesn't know yet, we are giving 750 Crow to just two random people at the end of this. I'll just pick two random people who are still tuned in, and we'll just send it over to them later today. But I just sent in the new roadmap to the chat. If everyone would like to give that a quick read, phase one has all been completed. Phase two, obviously, the yellow things are being worked on as I'm talking right now. And then, those are all the things we're going to get. And then phase three is some pretty high level stuff that we believe we can accomplish when the time comes, right? So everyone just give that a read. I also just realized that I forgot to put the NFT collection that is being released shortly. It's already done, and that's just one main thing that I forgot to put on there. That'll be on phase two, but everyone kind of already knows that's still coming. So I'll just so I'm assuming everyone has read most of it now. So the thing that we're working on right now, let me just address some points. We are social media. We're getting some new people to control some other portions of our social media presence because I don't necessarily have the time to be doing it all the time. I run the main Twitter, but some of the other platforms and even the Army account, I just don't really have the time anymore to get that done. So we'll be having some people do that because, as you saw today, Diego has done a really good job lately of rating, and he knows exactly how to do it, and his goal is to take over Twitter. So that's why we did the Army account, and we'll get into further detail later on about some of the other social media advertising and marketing that we'll be doing. The next thing is something I've been working on behind the scenes with a deal with XY Swap. They are a platform that you can swap basically any coin to any other coin. I mean, you could use it to swap something totally unrelated to Croge, but you can also swap something like BNB directly to Croge or BNB directly to Crow. And so that will pretty much eliminate anyone ever having the excuse or inability to purchase Croge. Hold on, someone just messaged me that I'm echoing. Someone's open. Mr. Wick, can you mute yourself? I can't find you on the list. Is the echo gone?
Nope.
Oh, there it is. All right, is the echo gone now?
Yep, you're good.
All right, so yeah, the new swap platform that we'll be having on the website, as I said, yeah, you can directly buy Croge with anything. It will be on the website, and it'll be a its own clear standing widget that anyone can use. You can connect MetaMask, any other type of wallets that it also supports. So that will be a pretty big game changer for the Cronos network as a whole. Eventually, they have agreed to allow Croge to be the first and only one to use it at the time. I'm trying to get them to extend that longer, but we'll see what happens. But we will be the first, and that will just be great for everyone in the Kronos network. Um, so that's something that long term really is going to be beneficial for us and is going to be extremely just better for the community as a whole. And when I say community, I mean the entire Kronos network. And then we're also going to be redoing the website. The website, it's been good up until now, but as we grow and get more our feet more in the ground in the crypto world, we want something that really sticks out a lot more. Something that when larger whales from outside scenes come in, they want to see something where it's like, okay, wow, this project's the real deal, where it's a website that really just sticks out and really just grabs you in. Teddy does all the graphic work, and he knows the style that we like, and the style that fits Croge, and he can put a really good design together. And then our bridge team can add any functionality that we need. So that will be something that will really help us out and will really just make it's the little things like that that really make an impression to big investors. And then the next thing that is already actively being worked on is we're going to get two tier one top 10 centralized exchanges. So we've had three so far. I'd say they're all, especially Bitmark and LBank and yeah, even XT. I mean, they're all roughly tier one exchanges, but they're not top 10. The one that we're in talks with right now is a very large one, and they have, it's a process to get on that one, and it's a big cost, but that one would really be a big one. And then after we get on that one, we'll easily have the ability to get onto the follow-up one afterwards that we have in mind. And so that will just, I mean, with those exchanges as well, I mean, that is what we need in order to get up to, the mother exchange that we all know we're working towards. So we're also, then the next one is formal partnerships. We're trying to get a partnership going with someone, someone that we already are working with, and we're trying to get some more things out of them. Then obviously tier one YouTube promotions and tier one TikTok promotions. We have a contact who works with us who has access to some of pretty much the biggest crypto name YouTubers. And with a project like ours, we're obviously more established and, out there known. So accepting us probably will be pretty likely. It won't be too hard for us to get accepted to some of these big name channels. It just, it takes a large amount of money, but that's something that won't be an issue. So that'll come with time. Same thing with the TikTok promotions, and some we're always looking for higher level partnerships. So some new tier one fresh name partnerships is something that we are still always actively working on. So I mean, if everything gets completed on phase two, I mean, phase one took about 4 to 5 weeks for us to accomplish. Phase two probably won't take more than another 4 to 5 weeks. So that's why we're really, I mean, we're being um, pretty accurate when we're saying what we have lined up for, like June 1st when summer starts. I mean, it could be a pretty good Croge summer. If we have phase two completed by then, which I will be trying to, push completely by then, which I think is actually doable to complete. I see no reason why we couldn't get started on phase three when summer starts. And if you look over to phase three, we have tier one YouTube partnerships that we want to get aligned, tier one TikTok partnerships with some of the new connections we have now that shouldn't be impossible for us to do anymore. And then this has been something that's been talked about for a while. It's something we would save for when we get to a bigger market cap. And that would be an Ethereum bridge and other network bridges. If I believe it's something we've all wanted to do down the road, it just needs to come at a time where we're at a bigger cap. When you're when you're still only this size, if you're trying to branch out to too many networks, it's just too much. It's too much to try and do all at once. It'll just stretch you too thin. So that's something we would save down the road. And if you put a big liquidity pool into an Ethereum version of your coin, I mean, you'll attract large whales all the time. Then, as long as if you're pumping couple $100,000 into that, that means you're obviously there to stay. And then the next thing is the high tier celebrity partnerships. I know a lot of people talk about celebrities in the crypto world, but if you're getting those kind of like overused, lower scale celebrities, I mean, in this day and age, they do absolutely, you might as well light your money on fire because they do nothing. So I don't even waste the time doing that or talking about it because and it might hype some people up, but when they, do their post or whatever, it does nothing. And then people are just let down. If we're going to get a celebrity, by that stage, we're going to have a high level celebrity, ones that you don't even see used, where at that point, we'd be a stable project where a celebrity could, you know, safely promote us without worrying about being a rug pull, or, that's the fear all the celebrities have nowadays after all the stuff SafeMoon did. So when we get to that level, it'll be easier to get, we'll have the funds and the ability to actually get to that type of celebrity that everyone would actually want. And then the main thing, as always, which is the crypto.com listing, which is pretty much like the mother lode. And pretty much any market cap that we're at before we get that listing, whatever we're at when we get it, I mean, is going to do some X's after that, regardless, because that, especially being a Cronos token, with crypto.com being, the parent, the main backer of Cronos, it's their token. Getting listed on there, especially as the first actual meme coin like us to be listed on there, to the average meme coin, the kind of the Doge type meme coin for Kronos would just, it'd be nothing will ever compete with that. And it's something, I know I said, I've always talked with uh the chief manager of the Kronos chain network. His name's Ken, and I have, I've talked here and there, just here and there briefly about, I'm not trying to bug him, but I've talked about what we have to do, what kind of the initial steps and groundwork that we have to even do to be considered to apply at that point. So that's pretty much what we've been working around. Maybe we do some things that people might not necessarily want us to focus on, or maybe want us to do other things, but we always have the end goal in mind, and what we're focusing on is always to what's the best long term for us, what we need to do now in order to do XYZ, 5 months from now. In order to accomplish that, we need to first do this. So we have a pretty good concept of what and why we're doing certain things, especially at the timeline that we're doing it at, and what we're budgeting for. I know, sometimes there's a lot of money in the marketing wallet. People are saying, oh, when marketing, but we can blow a $200,000 marketing wallet in a day of certain things that we want to do. So just rest assured, we always have the project in mind. You know, the best thing for the project is always in mind, and we always have things coming up. So money is being managed properly. You can check every transaction. It always comes out. And then the last thing I put, which might be kind of, vague, advertising with CDC, which is crypto.com. Now, this is something that when we got to that point, we would be, I mean, by that point, we would have a household name for Croge. And at that type of level, that is when, as us being the only meme of Kronos, where it's something that you can't really take away for us, or another, no other coin could compete with us for that. And that is where, with kind of how we've been around since Kronos really was starting, it only started out a few months ago. And with us being around from the start and the growth, and all of crypto.com even knows of us, even the CEO, Chris, he knows of us already, and he's already seen us. I mean, I would like to be able to do some unique type of advertising along with them, just as being the main meme at that level. I have no idea how that would work, or if it's something we could truly do, but I believe come that point, we would be able to work something out. The fact that they're already talking to us now proves a lot about they must be pretty, and they're helping us out with certain things in the background. So, like Ken, and I've in a group with a couple other Kronos developers, and they have given me little tips and stuff on how to kind of fast track certain things, not paying anything, but like how to do things. And they just helped me out here and there with some certain things. So that just goes to show, they're not doing that to any random token, any random coin. That just goes to show that, they want to see us succeed. They're happy what we're doing, and they want us to keep on, going down the right path. Ken actually he invited me into a group with three other Cronos team members. And, when I had a question about something, and I'm still active in the group and talking with them. So that's always a nice thing to remember and know, at least for, our own team, that they, I mean, we're going to grow with them. So as long as they're around helping us too, that says a lot in my mind. So that being said, it was kind of a long mouthful, but if anyone has any questions, I guess I could start opening it up. If anyone wants to raise their hand, if they're muted, I could unmute you. Otherwise, if anyone who currently can unmute themselves have any questions about basically anything that I just said, just one by one, let's take calm, normal questions, and let's not ask something like something that I've already covered. Let's try and do some logical questions here.
Hey, Tyler, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Amazing updates. I was just plopping a few of those into the Telegram. So congrats and just awesome. Hey, a lot of people asking questions about Croge River and the 5,000 cap, and will that change, or what's the strategy in terms of when you'll revisit and see what happens?
Yeah. Yeah, Comet has been working more with the game. He's out of town right now, so he was unable to come on this AMA. But yeah, we do have some ideas that Max, the game developer, is working on to get that solved. But even if they both were in here, I don't think they have a concrete answer for it right now. But it is something being worked on right now. And I'll talk to Comment more about it, and I could give an update in the chat later today when I kind of hear what his game plan was more for that.
Thank you, sir.
If anyone else has a question, I guess you can just unmute yourself, or anyone who's muted, just click to raise your hand, and I'll unmute you.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So we obviously a great job, just getting through phase one at a high rate of speed, 30 days or less, or a little give or take. Uh, what time frame are you looking at to, click through your phase two and then on to phase three? Obviously, Comet, he's pushing the, $1 Crow Summer, which I think is a great advertisement. Is phase two and phase three, are those tied together to coincide with the $1 Summer, or can you give us a little bit on the timeline?
Yeah. Yeah. As I said in the AMA, maybe I went over it too quickly, but yeah, it took about 4 to 5 weeks for phase one, and phase one was a lot more work than phase two would be. I mean, we were starting from the bottom, so that's probably took longer than it should have, but that's all fine, all here and done. So I was thinking phase two optimistically and being relatively accurate. I believe we could get phase two accomplished in another 4 to 5 weeks. I was hoping to have it done by June 1st, and obviously the market will be picked, hopefully, you know hopefully speaking, the market will be picked up, come early summer. I doubt it's going to stay in this kind of dullishness all the way by then. I'm sure it'll pick up again. But if we could be completed with all of phase two by June 1st, that would be, really ideal, because then if once all those things get accomplished in phase two, we'll be in a that should obviously help with the market cap and just everything as a whole. I mean, that'll really get us some new investors in here completing all of that. So that way by June 1st, we could then start on the really big things of tier 3, to where we really could have, the Croge summer that we're advertising. That's why we put the Croge summer for this summer, because based off of all the stuff we had behind the scenes, which now you guys can see as well, we really believe that we could we believe we're not going to guarantee, we're not going to promise anything because we can't do that, but we believe with what we accomplish and starting on phase 3 for in the summer, that we could actually hit the goal that we are looking to do with the Croge summer. So the little floating crocodile might become a good chance it could become a possibility for this summer based off of everything that we're going to do. And the plans that we have with the NFTs that Santiago is now working on, that will really get us a lot more exposure and a lot more other funds that way. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, a great answer. And then just one follow up. So, can you speak a little bit more about the NFTs? I think Comet, he kind of alluded to that. The top such and such holders would be kind of the first recipients. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're gonna release them in waves. There were gonna be 3 initial releases, and a limited amount each one. The first one's gonna be more limited, of amounts that we're selling. They might be a little more expensive, but those are going to be, I believe, they're going to be accessible to pioneers or whales first, and that's going to be kind of like the original NFTs for Croge, and that's going to be the first wave. The next one will be more accessible to pretty much everyone, and there's going to be a much larger amount, and then there's going to be a third wave after that will be released. They'll all be released in good timed orders, but we're trying to really be able to make these NFTs special for people where, like those original ones, people are really going to want because they'll never be accessible again. And, obviously that's your own, you own it. And it's going to really, in the community, as the community grows and gets bigger, obviously everyone's going to want to have the best that they can have, and it's just something cool that just brings the community together more.
Got it. And can you just define pioneering well, and then I'll exit stage left.
Yeah, the pioneers, if you notice, people in the chat have a pioneer tag. Those are the people who have been holding and have been around for quite some time, since like the first week or so. And we can fluctuate with that. We can edit it around a little bit to what we want. I'm not told, I can't 100% say because I haven't really been doing much stuff with NFTs, but yeah, that's what I think actually Teddy is on. He might be able to help answer you better if he has the ability to.
I was the designer, but I'm not too sure about the actual the phases myself. But I can say they're all ready to go. They look great.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, hopefully that answers your questions. If anyone else has something, if anyone wants to raise, I'll.
Yeah, I got a question. Can you hear me, Tyler?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that. I think with the L Bank exchange listing, there was an adjustment, I think, to the tax. I might have misunderstood that there was an adjustment to the tax, but if that it was the case, is that something down the road that can be adjusted? I mean, obviously, I don't deal with smart contracts, but I know currently we have the 7% tax mainly to feed the liquidity pool and also do our marketing. I don't know how that affects top 10 listings, a CDC listing. Is that something that can be adjusted? And
Yeah.
what did you
So the centralized exchanges, they can adjust the tax rates whenever or to whatever they want on their side. L Bank was, I believe L Bank was also lowered, and XT. We were talking with them because 7% on a centralized exchange is a pretty high amount. A Bitmart we put down to about 2% when we initially released it. So yeah, that was something that crypto.com, yeah, that one basically is not going to allow any taxes. And even the coin itself, they're going to want lower taxes when you get up to that real high level. I mean, you can't have 7% taxes anyways. If you're in the couple hundreds of millions, you have to be a much, much lower amount, which is what we're working for. But yeah, our contract is able to be adjusted. They have to coincide with each other with the buy and sell, but it can be lowered. So obviously we don't need to do any type of new contract launch or anything for that down the road. We can adjust. Yeah, we can adjust the sales tax, buy and sell tax.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, and then Triz R, you have your hand up. I'll allow you to speak. You just make sure to unmute yourself.
Yes. I have a question. What about getting onto a Uniswap?
Sorry, what was that? My mic just cut out for a second.
You have any plans on getting on the like Uniswap, like bridging it on a Uniswap or something?
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that is all a possibility down the road. I guess when the time would come where we have the ability or time or funds to branch out to more opportunities like that, it's always something we would consider. I guess it would also, we'd have to look into what they would require for that. But I mean, we're always open to doing as much as we can. Anything that will benefit the coin, we want to do, and we'll do whatever. I mean, I've been extremely aggressive with some people where I'm bothering them with how much I'm trying to get them to do us deals, and persistency, eventually it just works out. So we're just going to keep doing how we do things.
Sure.
And
That was
then,
the only question I had.
okay. Yeah, Stephen Grant, I'll allow you to speak. Make sure to unmute yourself. Stephen Grant.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. So I wanted to ask, when all your roadmaps are achieved, is there anything you're expecting to get to?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, when all your roadmaps are achieved, is there something else you're willing to achieve?
Oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, when we complete all three of those phases, I mean, yeah, I mean, when we get to that point, that will be a pretty impressive point. But yeah, it's not like we would just stop working. There's always more things we can keep doing. But I mean, once you achieve everything that we have, that's when it just kind of gets to the next level where, like Shiva is, where, I mean, you're running like TV commercials, international advertising. I mean, that would be a whole new phase for that. I mean, right now it's just too early to even think about something like that. But yeah, there would be a phase 4. There would definitely be a phase 4.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
All right, I'll just take some quick more ones. Ojo Legend, you can speak now. Ojo Legend, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yo, yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
Tyler, how you doing? Yeah, Stephen Grant. Actually, I don't really have a question. I just want to keep you guys hyped. I want to keep you guys, you know, actually, I'm a singer. I'm a VC singer. So I don't know if I can just give you guys some songs here, so just to keep you bullish and keep you hyped.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. But yeah, I think everyone's got a lot of bullish views of Croge in their mind right now. But yeah, good to hear.
I know Croge has been around for a very long period of time.
Yeah, and we'll plan to be here for a really long time.
Yeah. So, am I permitted to sing?
What's that?
So am I permitted to sing a song for you guys?
I mean, if you can keep it brief, yeah, you can sing.
Okay, no problems. Thank you. So you guys should fasten your belts. I'm launching out soon. Okay, so I'm singing a song from a musician in my country, which is Pray for Me. So I'm gonna go. Woke up one Sunday morning and told my daddy I'm leaving home. Going up to the city tomorrow, even though I don't know where to go. So daddy said, son, don't be a fool, yeah. 'Cause life in the city is unbelievable. You could get broken just to get by every day, and you may never find your way. So I said, I know I could get lost. I know I could get broken. I know forgive me, Father, but I gotta take a chance, 'cause I'm already gone. So just pray for me, pray for me, 'cause I'm already gone. So just pray for me. So there you go.
You know, I actually had no idea what you were saying when you were talking about singing. I thought you were talking about a song or something, and then you just started singing. So, yeah, that was good. I don't know
Yeah,
if I've ever experienced that before on an AMA.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, but I appreciate it. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
So yeah, I'll crypt top. I'll pull it back up. I'll unmute you. You can speak. Crypt top, can you unmute yourself? All right, Elon Moist, you're up next. You're allowed to speak. Just make sure to unmute yourself. Elon Moist.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you got a question?
Yes. So I would like to know, do you have plans to onboard ambassadors for your project?
Yeah, define ambassadors.
Okay, so an ambassador is someone I believe who promotes a project or plans to bring more users to a platform.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured you were asking. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you see on phase 2, we put or is it new tier 1 influencer partnerships, which would be, any other ambassadors or influencers, or, just anyone in the crypto scene who has a big voice that would like to be added to our team, whether they're social media influencers or crypto related. But yeah, that's always something we'd be interested in.
Okay, great, great. So secondly, I'd also like to know what are your plans for mass adoption? And I also like to know, how do you plan to stand out from other projects?
What was that?
Okay, just to paraphrase, I said, how do you plan to stand out from other projects? What utilities do you offer to users?
Well, we're not trying to go super hard into the utility route because, I mean, if you talk to a lot of other people who have ran big coins, and you've even seen from example when you originate as a meme and that's what gets you going, and then you start switching into the utility scene, you lose a lot of your core members, and you kind of lose the traction you've had because you're completely rerouting your entire end goal of your coin. And utility coins are much more long term. um those are much more long-term vision coins. There, you're not really going to get a big exponential boost or x's with those. So I mean, we are going to offer different type of utilities with, like, the bridge and the game and other nfts and other staking options. But I wouldn't say right now any other unique utilities that we're currently working on. We're just sticking to what Croge has worked for us and the roadmap that we feel the most confident on.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Hey there. Do you guys have any plan to open up minting of additional Crocs later on? Sorry if you've already gone over.
An additional what?
Mint additional Crocs in the future. Open that up again.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet on what anything to do with that. I wouldn't be able to answer anything confidently at all regarding that.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. So yeah, I guess if anyone's got like one more decent question to kind of wrap things up, if anyone thinks they have a good question to ask for the end,
Yeah, the hunt feature. Are you guys gonna release anything about that, or are you guys gonna release anything about the game, in the sense of the white paper, just of how the thing works and mechanics and whatnot, just to get more marketing out there for it?
Yeah, we wanted to make sure the game released well and smoothly, and especially now that the croc limit that we put is something we now that we kind of have everything tweaked and fixed and running smoothly. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it does need to be added to the white paper, and we're actually thinking about doing a separate advertising campaign for the game alone on other sites that would have interested people, even people not necessarily into crypto, but try and get some new people to come in purely just for the game, where they can see they can earn money off it. And we would have to make some actual instructions on, like, first time people who are coming to it for first time use ever, people who have no idea how it even works, or how it works with like a MetaMask and stuff. And then obviously we try and hopefully bring in other people who know how play to earn games work in crypto. But yeah, that's something that we have, it's something that we want to start doing, focusing on now too as well.
Yeah, there's virtually almost no marketing and for it. I mean, it would greatly help boost it. I believe if we just did anything for it, and also for the teams. Is there anything about that and when that's going to be a new feature on the game?
What feature you said the teams?
Yeah, there's a team that says go to your Crocs and it says add to a team coming soon.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that I don't know a whole lot about that. As I've said, I haven't really been too involved with doing the game stuff, but yeah, I do know that it's something that we wanted to get together because it would, I don't know, add a different type of element to it with teams. So, but yeah, that'll all come with time. We just like to take things slow with things like that. We like to just get things done properly and make before we just jump into something and risk something going wrong. But yeah, it's always something where it'll be coming soon.
Thank you.
Hey,
All right,
Tyler,
so I know.
can I
Sorry,
ask
did
one
someone
quick
have something?
question?
Yep.
Do you know like an estimated price for the NFTs coming out?
No, I'm not. I mean, they're not going to be. The first round will be coming out. They'll be a little more priced than the other ones. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to be like you're paying an arm and a leg for it. But no, I'm not entirely sure, and I don't even know necessarily if I want to, even release that yet. But just know they'll be priced accordingly. All right, so I think I'm going to wrap this thing up now. It's been about just over an hour exactly. So I think I hope I, you know, explained everything on the roadmap properly and everyone kind of understands. I will release the recording for this, so if anyone wants to listen to it again, and just, you know, tell anyone who wasn't online, if anyone would like to type a recap, that'd be great. I can pin it. I'm going to post the new roadmap online to Twitter and social media platforms. So if everyone wants to share that everywhere, that's a great shilling piece to post everywhere. I mean, that's a really bullish roadmap if you look at it, and I believe we can easily accomplish it. I have not a doubt in my mind that we can complete every single task on there. And if you think, you know, 10 mil right now is nothing right now in the grand scheme of things. If we complete everything on there within the next, you know, within 90 days, 4 to 5 weeks for each phase, I mean, especially if the market's back in a good run, I mean, the sky's the limit of what Croge could be at then. I mean, that is a very bullish roadmap to even big name investors that have even said, yeah, that's impressive if you guys can pull all that off. So yeah, I hope that answered everything, and I'm just going to pick I'm going to scroll through the list randomly and pick 2 random people for 750 Crow each. Blah, blah,
Yo,
blah.
bro. Thanks for today.
First one, Croge King. Croge King. Are you there? You're going to have to unmute yourself, Croge King. I don't want to miss you, but Croge King, if you have to unmute yourself, I'll just send you a message. All right, Croge King, I just sent you a DM. You just won 750 Crow. If I don't hear back from you sometime shortly in the message, I'll probably have to pick someone else. But next up, Dawid Choliwa, if that's how you say that name. Where are you? I just lost your name.
Road to the moon.
Where's Dawid Choluna? Someone able to find him on the list? I think he might have left. I honestly think he left. Maybe I'll try and catch him later. But I'll just pick someone else right now. Amy Virgo. Amy Virgo, I unmuted you. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, let me just send you a message so you can send your wallet.
Thank you so much.
All right, I will send you a message, and that wraps up everything for me. I think that covers everything. Yeah, if someone wants to type up a recap and just keep, you know, sharing this info all to everyone else who wasn't able to join. A lot of people will be having questions after about what they missed. So if everyone just wants to fill other people in, I can leave the voice chat open for a little bit if people want. I'm going to exit it now, and I'll release the recording. Have a good one, everyone.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, regards